Good morning. That might be a strange thing to say at 9 o'clock in the morning, but I'm going to ask you this question anyway. Are you a morning person? If somebody asks you, are you a night owl or are you the proverbial morning lark, which one would your answer be, or are you somewhere in the middle? The answer to that question depends on your internal biological clock. Your circadian rhythm, they call it. And people are divided into types. They're called chronotypes as to whether they're morning people or whether they're night people. And I suspect sometimes when I read the Psalms that the psalmist might have been a morning person. All my life I've heard anecdotal statements and evidence about being a morning person or a night person. My dad used to quote that Benjamin Franklin quote, early to bed, early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. But studies have shown that there's really not that much difference in those areas for people who are morning people or night people. There's not much of a difference in intelligence level. There's not much a difference in health status, and there's not much difference in socioeconomic status. In fact, they have found that night owls might be slightly higher in IQ than morning people, but that morning people might actually be a little bit happier than night owls. In fact, there's a few dark personality traits that are found more in night owls than there are in morning people. And there's some other interesting little comparisons as well that I'm not going to take the time to get into. But let me just say it again. I think when I look at the Psalms that I can find this psalmist to be a morning person. Listen to what he says. Psalm 5:3. In the morning, O Lord, you will hear my voice. In the morning, I will order my prayer to you and eagerly watch. Psalm 88 says, but I, O Lord, have cried out to you for help, and in the morning my prayer comes before you. Psalm 30 and verse 5 says, his anger is but for a moment, his favor is for a lifetime. Weeping may last for the night, but a shout of joy comes in the morning. Psalm 46:5 says, God's in the midst of her, and she will not be moved. God will help her when morning dawns. Psalm 59:16, as for me, I shall sing of your strength. Yes, I shall joyfully sing of your loving kindness in the morning. And Psalm 90, O Lord, satisfy us in the morning with your loving kindness so that we may sing and be glad all of our days. Or Psalm 143, let me hear of your loving kindness in the morning, for I trust in you. And then there's that famous passage in Lamentations, the Lord's loving kindness indeed never cease, for his compassions never fail. They are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness. And of course, the songwriters have picked up on this. On that bright and cloudless morning when the dead in Christ shall rise, or some glad morning when this life is o'er, I'll fly away. Or great is thy faithfulness, morning by morning new mercies I see. So it seems, at least at first glance, that the psalmist was a morning person, but let's not jump to conclusions about that. In fact, his son Solomon, maybe not so much. Those of you who are night owls might like what Solomon said in Proverbs 27:14. He who blesses his friend with a loud voice early in the morning, it will be reckoned a curse for him. I remember my dad used to come into my room when I was a kid and singing the song from the Oklahoma musical, oh, what a beautiful morning, oh, what a beautiful day, I got a beautiful feeling, everything's going my way. And boy, it didn't seem like a beautiful morning to me when he would do that, or he would come in singing rise and shine and give God the glory. So for those of you who don't consider yourself morning people, don't despair. The psalmist has much for you as well. He says in Psalm 55:17, evening and morning and noon, I'll complain and murmur and he'll hear my voice. Psalm 92:2, to declare your loving kindness in the morning and your faithfulness by night. In fact, in Psalm 119, he says, at midnight, I'll rise and give thanks to you because of your righteous ordinances. As a matter of fact, if you look up the word night or evening in the Psalms, the psalmist is talking about praising God and hearing God's words in the evening just as much as he is in the morning. And there's some New Testament stuff too, where a lot of good things happen at midnight. So it's 9 o'clock in the morning. I don't know whether those of you who are tuning in are night people, are morning people, but I do know no matter what your circadian rhythm, no matter what your chronotype, that all of us have morning sometimes. Some of us just have it earlier than others. I love what Henry Ward Beecher is credited with saying. He said the first hour is the rudder of the day. Man, that is an awesome statement. So whether you're a night person or an evening person, when you get up, the first hour is the rudder of the day. It sort of sets the course for the day. In fact, there was a little bit more to that statement when Henry Ward Beecher said it. He said the first hour of the morning is the rudder of the day. It is a blessed baptism which gives the first waking thoughts into the bosom of God. So whether you're a night person or a morning person, the first hour of the day is the rudder of the day. And so I want to just ask a simple question this morning. What if the first thing you did every morning is check your inbox from God? What if the first thing you did every morning is check your inbox from God, no matter when morning is for you? Now, some of us, it's 9 a.m. Some of us are just starting our morning. Others of us have been up for 5 hours now. But no matter when your morning starts, what if the first thing you did was check your inbox from God and allow that first hour, or at least those first minutes, to be the rudder of the day? Let me go back to Psalm 5 and verse 3. In the morning, O Lord, you will hear my voice. In the morning, I will order my prayer to you, and I will eagerly wait. In the morning, my prayer comes before you. So whether you're the proverbial morning lark or the night owl, morning person or a night person, let this beginning of your day be the rudder that sets the rest of your day. Offer your prayer up to God. Listen to his word. Check your inbox from him and see what he's going to do with the rest of this day that he's made. God bless you. Have a wonderful day today.